Ah! Ah. Ah. Hello. Two types. Full perception. Full expression. Full expression and perception. Both require full confidence, full faith in self, full faith in universe, full acceptance of universe. In order to fully perceive in a concentrated way, in a solid way, in a meditative way. The inside has to be empty. Perhaps not the inside of the being, but the inside of the conscious awareness which is perceiving. To remain with an object and not be pulled out of perception into any kind of consciously experienced movement. That is one path to freedom. And that was my original path. Full expression. Now that's something I had never done. And as someone who feels very intensely, it's a lot to express. And it's mad. It's a craziness. It's people aren't ready for this shit. You ain't ready for this shit. I was letting it flow at work yesterday, and it's like, it feels like one of those blow up things, except in here, and just reckless abandon to the anxiety, the surrendering to the anxiety, allowing the anxiety to drive me in a positive way, as in anything I'm scared to do it. Although that's only one way of framing it. That's framing it in terms of anxiety, because the anxiety is what I had to overcome, because all the overthinking and all the I mean, it seems like just wild imagination when you can imagine an expression, but it's too crazy, it's too much, holy shit, like, that's it's just that you are different and you shine differently than the standard expression, and letting it go is perhaps more intense when that's the kind of person you are. Maybe everybody's like that deep down, and who knows. And of course, maybe it's the case that divine perfection is the balance between the two. The allowance of full expression, interspersed with moments of pure perception. And then blessedly, sometimes, there's nothing to express. Just like in meditation, when you're fully devoted to perception and not expression, blessedly sometimes there's nothing to perceive. Anatta. And perhaps what is pure expression, where there's nothing to perceive? Pure yeah. That is pure expression. That's pure being, pure becoming. I'm so sad. I can't help but express that. I'm just so sad. I don't even want to tell you exactly why I'm so sad. Jesus said, whoever loves, and then he said a whole bunch of things, you know, more than they love me is not worthy of me, and whoever does not take his cross and bear it is not worthy of me. I feel like I have a heavy cross. It feels so tragic. It's just not it's just a misunderstanding and a lack of faith. I've devoted myself so hard and much and strongly with all of my being to one thing. And that one thing is exactly what she doesn't believe that I am or care about. At least that's how I see it. I took the path of emptiness to nirvana. She took the path of fullness to nirvana. Union is the meeting point of those two. And union is what I've devoted my whole life to. Both for myself and for others. And really only myself for others because, I mean, hand in hand. And from the path of emptiness, I can see her fullness. And it doesn't seem like ADD insanity to me because I have an eye for union. And I've been intellectually coming to the union of those two from her path, from her side. She sees me as dead inside, or she did. And she saw that I was just good with words and that I tricked her into thinking that I understood the nirvana that she felt and which empowered her to be full. So I can see her, but she can't see me. And I can't convince her. I tried, I wrote her a letter. And I'm writing my book, which is myself, that is me. So maybe one day she'll understand. But for now, I just have to accept the sadness as fuel for my fire. to transform it into love for the world and compassion. That requires some craziness. That requires some manual beating of the heart. Because if I succumb, it will just stop. It's been going numb sometimes lately. My arms and legs have. So I've had to move my way out of it. Manually. Which is just wild. It's okay. It's my choice. This was all my choice. Maybe even to live this life to begin with was my choice. It certainly was the choice. And now, to fulfill my mission is my choice. To transform all of this shit is my choice. To willingly feel it all is my choice. And I am confident in that choice. And the intensity of the feeling gives me confidence elsewhere. Which of course I wish I had with her. But then I wouldn't be here. Now I just wish I could have my cake and eat it too. And be here with her. But she refuses to even see me. And if I did see her, I would... What, I'm gonna act like this? Hey, you. Yeah, look what I'm doing. Oh, yeah, hee hee. Get it right the first time, yeah, that's the main thing. Whoa. Get it right the next time, that's not the same thing. Whoa. God damn it, Billy Joel. That's my favorite album of all time, too. One of them. But what I'm not doing is sinking back into numbness of any kind. I wish it wasn't just romantic energies that could have triggered this. I'm sorry to my old 2 roommates who were very good stepping stones. I wouldn't have been able to come to this kind of realization with her if I hadn't come to other, just as big realizations with them, just not as full circle. With one I learned confidence, with one I learned humility. Kind of, it's like by myself, I learned how to let go. And then by myself, I learned confidence. And then with another, I learned confidence. And then with another, I learned humility. And then I was just stuck. The curve had not fully become horizontal tangent back to the starting position. And it's always, the journey is to realize that your destination is right where you've always been, but you've got a lot to do along the way in order to have that realization mean anything. And so I was just dangling there and dangling there. And then she comes along and get horizontal, motherfucker. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm not really having any thoughts right now. Like, abstract thoughts, yeah. Flashes, half-formed impressions. Mixed with a lot of pure perception. If I were the only living being on the planet, pure perception would be, nice. It'd be the way to go. There'd be no need for anything else. Who are you expressing to? Your perceiving being in its simplistic glory is the life expression. The expression of life. Maybe you have a pet doggy. I would pet my pet doggy. That would be an expression to the doggy. Good boy. At its most simplistic and basic form, that's all that's needed with humans too. Good boy, good girl. again, that's where I feel in a tragic position, bearing a cross. Because some people only accept good boys or good girls through reason and logic. If you tell them good boy or good girl, and it does not come through that avenue, it will feel fake to them, because they are ruled and dominated by the intellect and the conceptual mind and the analytics. And so I am trying to reach them by saying good boy and good girl through this convoluted maze of word vomit. And I let it consume me. I've been letting it consume me. Almost to the point where I am one of them, one of the people I'm trying to help. Because my anxiety over helping them has become a part of me. So it's as though, honestly, this is how it was until she smacked me out of it. But it did feel like my soul took on their burden empathetically in order to help them to the best of my ability. And then it feels like she saw that, but she can't see the empathetic cause. And she got scared and ran away. Of course, it was my original fear that began her process of fear. Or maybe not even fear, just caution. Just the right thing to do. So that's why I'm sad. But it's also why I'm feeling strong. I grew up very Christian, and although I don't necessarily believe in dogmatic Christianity anymore, I do think about Christ consciousness in terms of, at least I'm not nailed to the cross. And if I'm right, then I say, forgive her, Father, forgive herself, for she knows not what she does. And if I'm wrong, then I say, forgive me, Father, forgive me, self, for I do not know what I do. I am on a cross, but so are we all. So I suppose that's where I'm going to end today. May we all have compassion for the crosses that each other bears. We do not know the intensity. We do not know their struggle. We do not know what's going on. Even if we knew the objective facts, we wouldn't know what the subjective experience of those facts is like, because we are a different biochemistry that experiences circumstances differently than them. And for that reason, let us never judge. And let us never let their actions, even though they might hurt us, to drive us into numbness or aversion to life. Let us just say, good boy and good girl, to the best of our abilities, through whatever avenue we can, and play our part, the small part that we have to play. And let's play it with some freedom, some confidence, some unification of perception, so that we can see and hear the calling, and with some fearless expression. Without wrenching ourselves out of fear in a violent way, so much as bringing perception to the fear, seeing it for what it is. Of course, that's the whole crux of the spiritual path, putting it into words doesn't do. So we can't dogmatize those things. People who dogmatize being fearless just become assholes. People who dogmatize being all-seeing just become narcissists, or not able to be understood, not able to be seen clearly by others. They become disassociated from life. So that's another reason to have compassion for other people, because there's no easy answer. But if you're watching this, you're a good fucking boy or a good fucking girl. And if you're not watching this, you may never hear it, but I think fundamentally, you're a good boy, a good girl. Okay. That's it for me today. Auf Wiedersehen.